Hello, everyone. Welcome to the trip. Sorry, it's not even a trip. What am I talking about? It's early. It's welcome to the road trip. My friends will be joining me to start, and then I guess later on we'll see everybody. So let's get into it. But first,
this is DWTT coming to you from the Emirates.
hello, everyone. Welcome to the show. I almost would have been just me on the show, but I forgot to send the link out.
You don't forget to send out a billion reminders, do you? But the fucking link, you can't send out that one, can you?
I'm sitting here going, I know Sam's gonna join me because he didn't say he wasn't. And then all of a sudden I look, I'm like, oh, that's right. I could have maybe actually invited them to the show with a link, but oh boy. All right. So
Ryan can laugh. He sends a link 15 minutes after the show. He does. He can shut right up.
I'm not sure is he singing songs? Is this a song? I don't know. Welcome to the show, Ryan. I don't know what that means. That's the first message of the day. I don't know what that means. Do you know?
I don't know. He might finally just snap for him. He might. That's it. He might be completely demented by now. I don't know.
Yeah, so I don't know what that means. But once again, so welcome to the show, Sam. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. Yeah, nice to be on again. Yeah, nice. That Saturday, and God, some crap going on in the Premier League already today. But yeah, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. It has been. The window's over, but I think it seemed like we knew it was going to just end without a whimper. Basically, nothing going on for Arsenal, and that's exactly what happened. So
yeah, a bit disappointed with that, to be honest. I did think we'd bring in one or two players at the end there.
Mm-hmm. Yep. And I guess the ref watch is on. I think.
Oh, it's ridiculous! Absolutely ridiculous.
I didn't see what. So was it interference? Is that what it was?
What it was he's both offside and you can say interfering like in the way of the goalkeeper as well, or at least his line of sight. And he's like a yard offside. And the ball goes just past him. So he's definitely, he becomes part of play because he's in direct eyesight with the goalkeeper. It's just ridiculous. I mean, they've looked at it at VAR. They looked at it quite a long time as well. And they just said no. And even Mike Dean in the studio, I saw there was a clip from the studio here. Mike Dean doing the in the studio with the Sky Sports studio thing. Even he was saying it should have been disallowed.
Wow.
So yeah, it's just rubbish. Absolute rubbish. These guys they just can't get anything right, can they? I mean, they need to completely redo VAR. They really do. They need to really look hard at themselves and really do something different with that.
Yeah. Once they look at it and they look at it for, as you say, at least a minute, then let somebody else take a look. Because at that point you can't decide. So let somebody else take a look who actually can make a decision, and move on from there. That's kind of how I feel. Like when they actually, if they stop it to watch somebody, he should be looking at it with them, and then he can call it off and stop wasting time at that point. Either you can make a decision immediately or you can't. If you can't immediately, it should cut off after a minute. You know what I mean? I think they do something like that. Or they should just let the referee look.
They should have a process, definitely with that. And we need to have independent people in that VAR room. We need to have people who aren't the same referees going out there every weekend. They need to be independent. I agree, they need to be professional referees. You know, they need to have that experience of being a referee. They can't just be a player or a ex-coach, or because, you know, to be brutally honest, many players and coaches even they don't know the laws properly of the game. You know, they should do, but they don't. Whereas a referee, a proper professional referee, will know those laws.
Yep.
So you have to have a professionally trained or experienced referee, but they should be from abroad, in my opinion. We need to start looking at bringing in the best abroad, just to have in that VAR room, so that the referees out on the pitch are not the same that are going to be in the VAR room every weekend. I think we need that separation, that independence. Yep. I think that's the first step we need to look at.
Yeah, you can't police yourself correctly, because as has already been told in the public eyes and the public ears and in video or whatever, there is an emotional attachment to making a decision against your friend, which is human. Exactly. It's human. It's not even like, okay, they're cheating. No.
Even said it, Mike Dean. He said, "Oh, I didn't want to go against him. You know, I had to let him decide himself. I didn't want to go against him." It's like, what? That's your job. You know, it's
you can't
incredible.
do your job, then you should be let go. You know, that's kind of how it should work.
And I see Russ is already mentioning an agenda. If there's an agenda, it's got to be against Fulham. Fulham have had 2 or 3 of these really bad decisions go their way already now this season. I mean, they must be really pissed off, Fulham, now. I mean, this has been several times for them, you know, since the season started. I mean, they must be, Marco Silva must be fucking livid. He must be, you know, wanting to shoot people soon.
Well, and wasn't it 2 seasons ago, like Leicester City almost, I think they didn't get relegated that season, but they played City, and there was that call right in the middle of the box, and nothing was called, and City got the goal out of it, or the goal didn't go, Leicester City didn't get the goal or whatever it was, and you're like, that could be relegation. Those are relegation making, you know, points that you need, especially if you're playing a big team like City. City doesn't need the help. Like they don't need the help. They can score on their own.
Of course they don't.
So,
but as I say, see, Russ has put in the chat there, VAR should be independent from. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
People doing VAR, doing the reviews, and, you know, the checks should not be the same people involved in the refereeing, the weekend refereeing, you know, whatsoever. That's absolutely the way it should be. At least to get some kind of separation and independence in there. And yeah, they're humans. They're still going to make mistakes. It's not going to be perfect. It will never be perfect. But at least I think you'll remove that level of, you know, friendly, you know, that comradeship, that, you know, that whole, you know, let's make sure we're not going against our mates, you know, bias that you obviously have there. So we need to remove that.
True. Let's go into the chat real quick. Where's Mr. Championship? Mr. Championship is he's at the he'll be in a little bit later.
He's currently viewing Equalizer 3 in the cinema. I think that's what
there you go. And for some reason he's got an extra absorbent towel with him. So I'm not sure why or what that's being used for, but that's what he said. That's what he said, and he's not here to disprove that. So there you go. Morning, Steve. Welcome to the show.
Morning, Steve.
No agenda though. Yeah, we know. Don't worry, guys.
A
letter of apology. You know, that's it. Yeah. When you're putting a letter of apology out, dude, that means you're not doing your job, and you've said it too many times now, so it's got to stop.
Yeah. How many times is what's his name, Howard Webb, writing apologies? Like the fourth apology now, isn't it? It's like, come on.
So at some point, can you just fix the problem? You know, just stop. I think he said monkeys can do a better job than refs. Yeah, I think if you're sitting there with a TV screen and the rules, it should be easy to do this, right? You know, like you say, you don't need to be a ref, but basically, if you follow the rules of the book, and you can look with your eyes, then I understand. I
understanding the game.
No, I get that, but it isn't as if they can't, like, okay, I forget something, I just want to clarify something, I can look at the book.
Of course.
You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's not like they don't have time to do that. When you're on the field, it's an immediate response to what you see and the knowledge that you have at the time. And it's something little as that. I mean, in my college team, there was the rule, like they punted the ball, as they do when they give the ball back to the other side, and they had 2 players with the same jersey number on. That's illegal, right? And it could, and it's probably been missed. It's probably been missed. And guess who? And guess which blue team is losing right now?
I don't know.
What's the blue team that you hate?
There's plenty of them. Fucking
Well,
Leicester.
well, we're
Chelsea.
one nearby. One nearby.
Chelsea.
Yes. Chelsea.
Well, they're losing at home to Forest.
Alanga just scored from a nice little shot there from him.
Yeah.
Let's see how it works. They give the ball up, gets the ball up. Alanga splits the defenders and picks a corner. Goalkeeper is not there. Yeah, they got split apart there. Very easy. It was 2-on-5, and they were able to get
I love
what
it.
they wanted.
Anytime Chelsea dropping points, I'm loving it because they are fucking atrocious. I mean, he spent over Bowley since he's been owner, which isn't very long. He's now spent over £1 billion.
It's crazy, right?
Already £1 billion. He's gone out and bought everyone you can see everywhere. It's like some kind of crazy woman in a fucking Prada shop or something.
Yeah. Everybody's happy for this. You're cheering Chelsea on with the loss. I can always cheer for a loss. And they're on the run again. Here they go. They've got 4-on-4. Ball goes out wide, a little bit behind, so this kills the draw. It kills the attack there. The fact that we all know that goal should have been disallowed, the ref don't think so.
Well, even Mike Dean in the Sky Sports studio, he thought it should have been disallowed.
Well, what do they?
I mean, that tells you everything.
You don't even need VAR for that, because like, what are you watching from this side, right? And the head of referee, what are they looking at?
Well, the thing is, the whole point is they gave the goal, right? Initially, they gave the goal, so VAR had to come in and check because there was obviously some kind of feeling there that maybe it shouldn't be a goal, because it's that whole clear and obvious error thing, right? You're only supposed to check if there's a possible clear or obvious error. So the goal was originally given, so they've gone to check because they think maybe it's wrong, and then they spent a few minutes going over it. It's a long time anyway, going over it, and then they decided to give it, and it's a clear and obvious mistake. It's like the guy is standing he's standing a yard offside, and he's right in front of goal, in front of Leno, and impeding the view he has on the ball, and it's just
Yeah, so let's go into some scores. But first, I just had to check because I just saw the score. Real Sociedad won 5-3 at home to Granada, and in the starting lineup was one Kieran Tierney, so he did start for them. According to the ratings here, well, he didn't have such a good rating. So,
it's his first game, isn't it? And
so he played almost 70 minutes.
Imagine a pasty Scottish boy down in Spain in all that heat. I mean, he can't be enjoying that.
He lost the ball 12 times, so I think he's probably learning just how to play over there. Yeah. All right, so that's that. It's a quick update on the other scores. If you saw the earlier game today, Sheffield United, Everton 2-2. I don't know if that's a good score, like in terms of the game. I watched the game, and I guess I was hoping for Sheffield United to get the win at home. I think they were up 2-1 at some point. So Brentford 1-1 home to Bournemouth. That team is up 2-1 at Burnley. Of course, I just said Forest took the lead against Chelsea. Chelsea's at home. City is up 2-1 on Fulham at home. Controversial goal there. And Brighton and Newcastle will be up later today. Maybe we'll catch the beginning of that. We'll see. I know there's the championship real quick here for those who didn't know. And actually, you know what Mr. Tom did, because he said, he wants a little bit of influence on this is the score. This is the games going on today, and also the games going on in the championship. Birmingham.
I see Stefan's Ipswich were losing at home against Cardiff.
Yeah. Birmingham was 1-1 draw with Millwall. Sunderland home to Southampton. Sunderland 5. Sunderland 5. Southampton. Yes. Yeah. Not a close. Swansea lost at home 1-2 to Bristol City. Coventry losing right now to Watford 1-2. Ipswich losing at home to Cardiff. They just scored again. Cardiff just scored, so now it is 2. Ipswich is down 2 right now.
2-0 away at Ipswich.
Leeds Sheffield United still 0-0 draw. Leicester City is losing to Hull at home. Middlesbrough is losing to QPR at home. Plymouth is up 1 on Blackburn at home. Rotherham up 2-1 on Norwich. Stoke to Preston losing 0-1. West Brom and Huddersfield 1-1. All those scores in the second half. So yeah. Blackpool is up 1-0 on Wigan in League One. What else is going on? So I could go through all those scores, but I don't want to.
League One. I don't think we bothered about League One, to be honest.
I just saw Blackpool this first score, so I know Blackpool is had some importance to English football. So.
That team's got a third goal now, Maddison.
Oh, that team has scored again. Oh, this is terrible, people.
Maddison.
Sorry. Burnley looked promising for Burnley. But when you're home, you need to take advantage. I believe they scored first, right? I believe Burnley scored first. Let's see. Yep, they scored first, and then Son scored, Romero scored. Now you said Maddison just scored. So, yep. You got to hold on to that lead. It's like this could be Burnley's third loss in a row. So yeah. I think it looked like usual. That team starting really slow, but then they started to pick it up. And if you take a lead on them early, you need to jump on them and get that second goal before they get the first. And they didn't do that. So problems. Yeah, Mr. Tom will be with us a little bit later today. Let's go, Turner. Well, I can't cheer for other teams. I know you're cheering for the goalkeeper, but I can't cheer for other teams. So, because guess what? Come back to haunt you later. All right.
VAR checks such a square.
Yeah, VAR checks every goal. Yeah. Good on.
They do, but then they're supposed to they do, but they're supposed to intervene if there's a clear and obvious error. They're supposed to intervene and say, nope, that's wrong. And because today was a clear and obvious error.
Yeah. Kieran just making a decent, but eventually moving to smaller clubs and smaller clubs. Smaller clubs and smaller clubs. You're so funny. Ha ha.
Mm-hmm.
You're picking.
I'm just trying to think at Kieran Tierney down in southern Spain there. Where it's really hot and humid, and the guy's a pasty Scottish guy who
he's probably a tomato now, then, right?
Oh God, he probably looks like a lobster.
Everton should never be hovering around the relegation zone. Hey, you know what? They've been teasing with their relegation zone for seasons
They're
now.
An awful club, even though they've got history and they've got they've been around for a long time. They're an awful football club full of awful people.
Yeah, Nick. What is his name? Nick Jackson almost scored there for Chelsea, but just couldn't get his.
Did you nearly say Mick Jagger nearly scored for fucking
I was gonna
Chelsea?
say Nick Jackson is what I was gonna say, but I don't know what his first name is. I don't know what his first name is. Aaron Ramsey scored for Cardiff. Look at that.
The first goal today for Cardiff was Aaron Ramsey.
Sorry about that, Stefan. Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about that, Stefan. Not.
How are Quindao West Coast getting on? I don't know.
We don't give a shit about them.
Is that a score we should even? Is that actually going to be in on a website somewhere?
We don't give a shit about them.
All right, well, moving on. Moving to Spain sounds a great idea, to be honest. It does, unless you're, as you say, a little bit of the complexion.
Great if you love wildfires. Really quickly.
So, yeah. Casapia is up 2-0 on Rio Ave in the Portugal and Liga Portugal, for those who follow that league. There you go.
Portuguese.
Mick Jagger could do a better job.
Probably could. He probably could do a better job.
Yeah, I didn't say Mick Jagger. I was about to say I was about to say Nick
Nearly said
Jackson,
Nick
and I was like, I
Jackson.
held back, and I said,
Fucking
no, I don't
weird.
know what his first name is. Is it
You
Nicholas
nearly
Jackson or
said it.
something like that?
He was about to say Michael Jackson as well. It was like
I
half
was
between
not.
Mick Jagger and Michael Jackson.
I was not gonna. No, I wasn't saying that.
What a pair they would be.
uh,
You know which one would handle the youth team anyway.
see, that's why I knew it was gonna go there. I knew it was gonna go there. That's hey, guess what? For halftime, Real Madrid is down 1 to Getafe. So there you go.
Because we hate Real Madrid. We hate Real Madrid. They're horrible.
Yes.
Horrible.
Yes. So yeah, the window's closed, and I don't know. I don't know. Was it in one of the DMs we were in? They were talking about somebody saying that Partey might be injured.
Well, there's rumors about at the moment. They're just rumors. There's people spreading the word, and all these fucking wankers spreading the word. We need to wait till there's official confirmation from. We'll see tomorrow, basically, who's in the matchday squad and if there's any news from the club tomorrow. But I saw a few people writing that the first source that issued that like information was apparently a very unreliable source, and also that they would think there was copying some kind of tweet from last year or something like that. So. They weren't really impressed with the validity of the tweet. So let's put it this way: I'm not going to go around at the moment thinking he's injured. I think we'll wait and see what actually happens.
It's tomorrow. The Arsenal. You put Arsenal in anything, it just draws.
It's just well, you just know that with his fan base was so triggered. There's certain things you can say, and people are just going to jump on it and believe it straight away. You know, one of them is going to be like an injury now after the transfer window because. So many fans think we're a bit short, we're a bit light in the squad. So all you got to say now is someone's injured, and everyone's going to be like, "Oh, fucking hell, blah blah blah." Everyone's going to say, "Oh, the fuck, we have an injury now. We don't have enough people in the squad." Blah blah blah. So they're really triggered at the moment. It's a bit embarrassing, really. I wish you weren't. We've got so many fans who are fucking embarrassing, to be honest. They go around and wish bad things on the club. Like Lee Gunner and his. Rat Army and all that bunch of morons. I mean, how can you literally go around and the only thing you care about is what's bad, and you just go around and just want to fucking bring the club down every opportunity you get. I mean, that's just how can you support a club like that? I mean, how's that supporting a club when everything you talk about is just, oh, this is bad, that's crap, they're crap, he's crap. We need to do this, that's bad, he's bad. I mean, how can you support a club do it like that? I mean, there's got to be something wrong with you.
I hear you. No, for sure. Yeah, I can't, as I've told people multiple times, I can't go into a game thinking my team's going to lose already. I don't know and that's not true because they win the games that I think they should have lost, and I'm watching it, right? And they get out of it. So unless you play the game, you can't lose it until the whistle blows 90 minutes at a 90-minute mark. So, yeah. And we are a much better team than we've been in years. So we should have more opportunities to win in all these games. So, yeah.
I see Ipswich Town have got a goal back, one goal. So they scored one goal now. So it's 2-1 to Cardiff. Ipswich scored. Broadhead apparently scored for Ipswich.
All right, there you go.
Well, the Terminator scored for City, of course.
Yeah. Let's see, what is this? 3-1. Oh, they just scored. Yeah. Am I not? I don't think I'm live. I don't think I'm live.
Just scored now. Holland just scored now.
All right. I think I'm stream. There you go. My stream was still on a couple minutes behind, so I guess now it's live, so I can see the score. Yeah. Yeah, City, you gotta. I think you need to score first and put the pressure on. So Terminator has scored people. Yeah, so much for KDB being out and Mahrez being out and Gundogan being gone. I mean, if you got a system in place, and they do have a system in place, they have either the right answers on the bench or they go get the right answers out there in the market. And
yeah, they got quality players, throughout the whole squad, haven't they? It's if you have to go to like the 4th selection for each, basically like the 3rd or 4th selection for each position before their squad gets a bit thin. You know,
and they don't go that deep anyway. So
no, it's like you're saying, look at each position. You say, okay, who can play this position? They've got 2 or 3 good alternatives, really good world-class alternatives for each position. Like I'm saying, you have to have so many players injured before a position sort of becomes a position where they don't have anyone good they can put in, basically.
True.
Yeah.
Very true. Yeah, we have to win tomorrow or the gap starts to grow. Yeah. We have to win tomorrow and not worry about City just yet. Let's just win some games. We need to figure out basically what our 11 will be now because there's no change. There's nothing else to do, right? Nobody else is coming in. So which is going to be our 11, or are we just going to rotate and switch the formations? That's going to be the question, you know.
I think we have better depth than people think. You know, that's the thing. I mean, it's people keep going on about our depth and everything, and I think that the depth we have is better than we had last season.
I don't believe so in the sense of our back line.
Well, you look at the back line. Okay, yeah, we're unlucky now that Timber's out for so long, right? But Timber looks like there's good news with him.
Yeah. No, but I mean, it's just, can we make it to January, you know, with what we have? And the trick is, will Arteta actually rotate that back line? Obviously, it sounds like he will, based on the fact that Gabriel has not even started a match, and we're into the 4th match now, and he started all 38 last season. So I'm going positive here. He's resting him.
Well, we've got Tomiyasu, we've got Kivior.
Yeah.
You know, there's you know, they're not world class, but Kivior is looking pretty good, to be honest.
Yeah.
Kivior has played well.
But we've got six people legitimately on the back line, right? 3 of them we don't usually have to be concerned too much about their health.
No.
But Tomiyasu and Zinchenko, their health has been an issue in the past. And Kiwior, it's just a matter of how much matured has he gotten in his football, you know, since last season.
He's been looking good. Kiwior's been playing well.
Yeah. Yeah. Welcome to the show, Chris Nix. Welcome. Liverpool
Chris.
play tomorrow. They play tomorrow, is it? I think they play tomorrow, I guess. That's why he's joining us. Hendo's gone. I realized how good he was. No, Henderson was a really good player. Like, I think Arteta wanted Xhaka to be like a Hendo, and it's like, no, it's not that easy to be like that. Yeah, you can be a leader, but you know, you can play some proper football and go anywhere and be successful. So I can understand why he was the captain, and
Henderson was the engine, wasn't he?
They won a lot of trophies because of him being on the pitch, for sure.
He was the engine, wasn't he? The engine room of that midfield. Yes. He was always giving 110%, even in the 90th minute. And, you know, he might not have been the most world-class player in terms of technical ability, but he always had the right pass, right? And I remember a coach telling me when I was young, and he told me something that always stuck in my mind, because I was thinking, you know, what really separates the absolute pros from everyone else, or the amateurs. And he said, it's about making the right decision. Making the right decision and hitting your pass, hitting your target. He said, what separates the pros from the amateurs is the pros will make the right decision and they will hit their target with their pass. You know, that's what it's about. If you just do the right thing and you keep doing the right thing, you're gonna get to a high level. And that's what Henderson's done. He's not done it spectacularly, but he does the right things, right? And that's why he's got to that level, and he's become such an important part of that Liverpool team.
Very true. Very true.
Fucking Spurs are 5-1 up now, are they?
Yeah, they are. They are. I was about to take a look at the game, and then all of a sudden I saw it was 5-1. I said, forget it.
You know what? Something strange. I don't want to praise Spurs. Absolutely, I don't want to praise them. Of course, I hate them, the scum.
Yes.
But when you're looking at it sort of from the outside, and you're looking at what's happening to them at the moment, I'm asking the question. I'm just for the sake of talking about it. You know, sometimes a team will get better when a certain player who's had all the attention and had all the sort of focus of their play goes, all of a sudden it's like you release the best parts of maybe 2-3 other players instead, and you end up with a better collective. You end up with a better team. And I'm wondering if maybe, and I would hate to think this, I really don't want it to be true. Of course, I really, really don't. But I'm wondering if that's what we're seeing with Spurs now, that with Kane gone, all of a sudden they're a better team.
You know what, I was not. I guess I was fearful, but I thought that the hire of Nuno by that team was actually a good move if they were going to let him build the squad. If they were going to maybe take advantage of selling Kane, because it didn't. He was not going to be able to get the best out of Kane. The previous two, the previous manager, they bring in these big managers. It doesn't make a difference. So it's not. It's definitely the manager, but it's also the fact that you got Kane there, and he's like a void. Like he just draws everything in.
Yeah, he's a focal point, isn't he?
Yeah, and if you don't have the necessary pieces around him, it's not going to work.
It's like Ronaldo at United. Remember Ronaldo at United? They played so much worse with him. I'm talking about his last time he was there now, when he was old. That because he had to have everything through him. Every attack had to go through him, and it worked a bit slower. It didn't quite work well. He was the focal point of the team, and it made them worse. It made them play worse. I'm wondering if maybe them having to go through Kane, every single attack having to go through Kane, made them worse as a team, and now we're seeing them perform better. I really hope not, but you look at this. I mean, of course, they've had a good manager come in, and they've had that manager bounce and everything. But you look at the way they've been playing. They've been playing better, and they've scored quite a few goals now. So, it'd be interesting to see what happens to them. I can't wait to play them. I want to play them and beat them. It'd be great.
Yeah, when you think about it, we looked at their last window, and yes, it didn't work out for them, but they did have they brought in players that made sense for what they needed to do. Didn't pan out, and I think it had all to do with the way they were being coached and managed. All to do with that. Not I think because we wanted Basuma. I looking at Basuma in that white shirt was like, that's not the player I remember seeing in the blue shirt the season before, right? So he looks better now. I don't know if that's because of injury or what, but they kind of just destroyed. I think they destroyed players. Like, yeah, you have the right players, but if you use them wrong, it looks like you have a poor team. So that as well as a main focal point. Now, we knew they had good footballers. They just were playing poorly. We knew that. So
they've got a coach. They've got a good coach that helps as well, right? A new head coach that's obviously a good head coach for them is going to help them as well. It just looks like the way I've seen them play the last couple of games. It just looks like their football, the way they play, has improved without Kane. Yeah. Anyway, let's not talk more about that shit team down the road. Let's talk about something else.
Yeah. No, I'm with you on that one. I don't like thinking about it, but we will be talking about it in a couple of weeks anyway. So, I think.
And you know what? I said it in our chat, and I'll say it here as well for everyone to think about and discuss. If Partey really is injured, and I don't believe he is. I think that's just a stupid rumor. But if he's injured, I'm actually not bothered about that, because for me, I think that could actually help us, because I think Rice then can his proper position where he's best. I think then we can bring in Trossard in the 8 role, or maybe give Havertz another go in the 8 role, but maybe give Trossard a go in the 8 role, and I think that's going to help us, because if Partey was fit, he's going to try again, probably using him in that inverted right back crappy thing. And against United, it's not going to work. I can just tell you right now that if he does that, that's not going to work. So, there's silver linings to things as well. I'm worried if Partey is fit, I'm worried that Arteta's going to keep with this inverted right back crap, even with Zinchenko fit.
Yeah. That is my fear, and that's why I really I'd rather him play in the number 6 position than and sit out. Like, for me, resting Margules when you can play him as a center back and push White out, to me makes more sense than, you know what, I'm going to rest Margules, but I'm going to exert Partey more. The one guy that actually played 38 games last season is the one you're resting, which I kind of get if we're talking about when Champions League and all those other games come about, but pushing Partey makes absolutely no sense. That's just, for me, that's bad player management there. Yeah. You don't push Partey onto the pitch. And this is the same as pushing him onto the pitch when he's injured. Asking him to play a role that requires him to take up more space, manage more space on the field, doing things out of character for him in terms of what he does. It makes no sense to me. Just play the man as right. Play the man as best. You don't take. Think about this. I was listening to somebody talk about this. The problem with Trossard and Havertz playing is that they were in the wrong. They should have been in switched positions. I was listening to somebody. I think it was Tom Canton or somebody saying that if you had switched that around and had Trossard play behind Havertz, that game would have probably played out totally different. Trossard would get more touches, and we would probably open them up. Right?
Yeah.
Right. You're not going to do that to Haaland and Alvarez, right? You're not going to say, Alvarez, you go up top. Haaland, you come back and support him a little bit on the attack. You don't do that, right?
No.
So for me, it's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar in the sense that, guess what? The player who's better with the foot on the ball at their feet, have him play a little bit away from the goal, and one that you're expecting to put headers in and be a big focal point in your attack. So I was like, that actually is a good idea, and I think Arteta does this. He puts players in situations they look bad, and then you're like, crap, right? They look bad. Is he going to pull him back in? And we got somebody in the background here in the back room, but he's going to join us. Let's see. Hello there, Mr. Tom.
Hello. Oh, look, he's over at the O2.
Hello.
Over at the O2, are you?
Yeah, that's exactly where I am.
Okay.
The sun's in my eyes, so forgive me.
You're not used to being outside, are you?
I'm not. I'm surprised I'm not melting.
You get sun in England? I didn't even know that's a thing.
Oh, we get it once a year, usually on National Cinema Day.
Yeah. Right, yeah, that's true.
Cool.
Hello, everyone.
Did you enjoy the movie?
Oh, yeah, Equalizer 3 is excellent.
Perfect.
I mean, I've not read the review, but I'm the official authority on what's a good movie, and this is an all right movie.
Cool.
Sounds good. I like the first two.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to seeing that one. They do
if you like seeing a lot of people be murdered in gruesome to silly ways, Zell's your man.
Yeah, he does it. He does a job. He does a job. So you out looking for victims for your cave, are you?
Sorry, sir, couldn't hear you there. My apologies.
Yeah, looking for some victims for your cave?
I was scouting a bit, yeah.
Good.
What I can do. Have Leeds scored yet? Because
Leeds had not scored. It was 0-0 last time we checked. Yeah.
That's racism. That's racism on part of the Sheffield Wednesday defence.
Yeah.
How dare they turn up at the bottom of the league and try and not concede a goal? The audacity.
Ipswich were 2-0 down at home against Cardiff, but they've pulled back 2 goals now, so it's 2-2.
Cardiff can't hold the lead. Can't hold the lead to save their life.
No, that's true.
And they're Welsh, so that's double.
Yeah, that's true. They've got double whammy there. Double whammy.
Anyway, I better disappear as I'm about to go in the underground.
All right,
Cool.
I will be back.
We'll see you in a little bit. Yep. All right, so Mr. Tom on location is out there. Sis, my little sister says hello to everybody.
Hello, Melissa.
Yeah. Tom did not burst into flames, so we'll see. He'll probably be like all bright and red when he gets in
It was
from the
weird
little
to
bit
see
of
him
sun he got.
outside to see him outside in the sunlight. That was just weird.
Yeah. I'm on location. Yes, yes. You know what I saw that I thought was interesting, and we'll get into that as well. I saw the Hayland site on Twitter. Tim Canola is heading to Qatar, and I guess it's not he's heading to Qatar on a permanent move. Is one of the Hayland kids.
Right.
So I think if you're like looking, if you're like on that cusp of not being good enough for the Premier League and stuff, but you're into money, I guess, because they're gonna get that if I go to the Far East and get
Well, that's it now.
paid,
They're
as
going to
they
probably
say.
start putting their tentacles in everywhere now, aren't they? And all the top leagues, all the top youth systems. They're going to try and get they're going to look at probably the players that are sort of borderline getting into the first team, and they're going to try and give them good deals and try and get them over to the Middle East. Yeah, all that's going to be coming, isn't it?
Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. So this is also on that Partey talk as well. But yeah, no, I think the Saudi I think any leagues that have a lot of money are gonna probably flex and show their show how big their pockets are. So yeah. No, you see, I think that comment right there from Steven, that's the problem I have with playing Partey out of position. They're asking him to do too much, and now he's not injured. He shouldn't play the next. He's going to get a week. We got 2 weeks off for international duty. I don't know if he's traveling, but he shouldn't play the next match because I think the next match is Everton. I think, and I think it'd be really, really good for the team not to. Yeah, it's Everton. Everton away. It'd be really good to have him. Actually, you know what? Yeah, he'll probably be sitting anyways because I think the week after that we play PSV.
Yeah.
So we play PSV, Tottenham, Brentford, Bournemouth, Lens, City, Chelsea, Sevilla. I mean, where are the breaks?
Well, that's it now. With the Champions League, it's either Tuesday, Wednesday, Saturday, Sunday, and that's it. Saturday, Sunday, Tuesday, Wednesday, every week now.
Yeah. So we only have, Bournemouth, and I'm assuming Lens isn't as a tougher game in the Champions League.
Lens, I would, if I was to categorize them, I'll probably say Lens is a good championship team. They're a good championship team. So you can get they can give you a fright if they're having a good day,
Yep. So, wow, I know they said they put the schedule out, but I didn't realize how it affects things pretty significantly. So yeah, the Champions League is in. So yeah, we got busy next couple of months, and Arteta's man management will be tested.
Well, that's it now, right? We have this bigger squad. Maybe not as big as but we do have a bigger squad, and we'll see how it gets tested now. If we can use the right players for the right minutes, and see if we can get the most out of them. That's for sure.
True.
I see Stefan's flirting. Stefan's flirting with me today. First of all, he says I sound like Ricky Gervais, and now he says I'm really a Nordic vampire from the Hammer films. That'd be great. I wouldn't mind that.
Cool. It's gonna welcome to the show with the help of Virgin Blood. There you go. I'll check out those links. Spencer's joined as well for a little bit. Welcome. It is college football Saturday over here. So after all the games, there'll be lots of football all the way until like midnight. So big times. My Gators played on Thursday. I decided to take an evening away from Arsenal fan circle, and I probably should have done the pod. The game was terrible. Very, very bad.
You guys aren't quite where you were back in the mid 2000s, back when you guys had Tebow and all that.
No, we're not that good. So it was still a work in progress once again.
See, Stefan's happy. Ipswich are 3-2 up now. Ladopo or Ladapo, whatever his name is, scored.
There you go.
Ipswich 3-2 up. Lucky bastards. Lucky fucking bastards.
There you go. No virgins to be found for Mr. Tom. Never knew he took Sam's blood.
There's no virgins left around where I am. I've had them all.
Oh, it's pronounced lawns.
Long.
Lawns.
Racing,
Okay.
Racing Club Long.
Lawns. All right, we got that.
Who scored? Did someone score? Oh, see, Merson's got his hands on his head.
Mm-mm.
No, Chelsea.
Sam is really a Nordic vampire from the Hammer films.
Yeah,
all right.
I am. I told you I'm really 670 years old. I look pretty good, don't I, for 670?
Yeah, Mr. Ryan Stefan is happy now. He's back to happy land, as they say. He's listening to the game. There you go. Yeah. Our group, what is it? Russ says here, and as everybody's been saying, our group feels like Europa League rather than Champions League. Hey.
Well, yeah, I mean, we're playing long there, championship level, and then I think it's only really PSV that's, they're a pretty decent team. They'll probably give us a Eindhoven or like Eindhoven. Sorry, I don't PSV Eindhoven. I mean, the other team, what's it called? What's the last team? PSV Eindhoven will give us a good game. And who's the last team? I forget now.
PSV, Lens, and Sevilla.
Sevilla will give us a pretty good game as well. Sevilla will probably give us a pretty good, especially down there in Spain. So, well, I think we'll beat them at home. Might struggle a little bit away in Sevilla, but we should be beating PSV away as well, and we should be beating Lens home and away. We should be winning the group, really. I mean, we will get a couple of tough games from PSV and Sevilla, but I think we'll be winning. We'll be winning the group.
Yeah. Only Leeds could go goal mad 1 week, then be part of a board draw the next. That's what it looks like. That's what it looks like right now. Yeah. So, quick update on the score.
Yeah, Sevilla want to go into Europa. Yeah, you're right. Yeah, back where they belong.
Then they won it, right? They won
it 3 years in a row at one point or something like that, wasn't it? Something like that.
Okay. Yeah. Well, the only way it's an easy group is if we actually make it look that way. It's all up to Arsenal. As I've said all along, and I'll keep saying it, 3 goals is the marker. We can put down 3 goals on anyone. So, and it shouldn't matter. And now it looks like, hopefully, and we'll see. We've seen Vieira come off the bench and look really good.
You know what?
What?
This is a point I want to bring up with the chat. So, a chat, get your ears out now. Start listening. There's something I want to discuss with the chat here now, and you, Gary. There's something I was thinking a little bit about during this Champions League draw. Something that I've thought a bit about lately, and that is now because this is coming from Ryan pointing out that we are currently with the bookmakers. We are the 4th favourites to win the Champions League. We're the 4th favourites. So that that's pretty high up, to be honest. And considering this is our first time back in the Champions League for a long time, it's actually a little bit surprising. Now, that being said, I'm thinking, is that a sign of the? Hi, Tom. I'm just putting together a question here for everyone. Is that a sign, do we think, of the dominance of the Premier League and how much the Premier League has sort of become better than the other leagues? The other leagues are falling a little bit behind. You look at their clubs now, and because when you genuinely look at the best clubs around Europe now, and you genuinely sort of objectively look at them and compare them, it's like someone was saying, well, who do we fear out of all the Champions League teams now? Who do we actually fear? Like, oh, we think we're actually going to really get beat. Now, apart from, I'm thinking from Arsenal's point of view, and I'm probably being a bit arrogant here from an Arsenal point of view, but if I'm thinking Arsenal at our best, on our best day, I'm thinking, okay, Manchester City will probably beat us. They're a good side, of course. But apart from Manchester City, you look at maybe Real Madrid, you're looking at FC Bayern, Bayern Munich, and you might be looking at maybe Juventus if they're having a really good day. A Juventus, maybe. And the last team, a PSG, Paris Saint-Germain, if they're having a good day. Now I'm thinking they're the only like 4 or 5 clubs that, well, 4 clubs I'm thinking might give us a little bit of a fright, and I'm thinking maybe 2 or 3 of those will give us a real good game. So I'm thinking, you look at that, and you know, is Premier League sort of like running away with this now? Is it like, it's not like the old days when there were like 15 clubs where we were scared of, you know, basically half of Italy and half of Spain we were scared of. Now it's only just a handful of the top teams that we're sort of like, but I'm thinking we can beat Juventus, we can beat PSG, we can beat pretty much everyone. I'm thinking it's maybe just Real Madrid, Bayern Munich, and City. Those 3 teams that would really make life hard for us. So I'm thinking that being in the 4th favourite, it might be not too far off, you know, but it just shows you how far the sort of Champions League has changed now with the dominance from the English teams.
My initial thought is, oh, okay, Mr. Tom will probably be back to switching. I think he made it home. I just think, for me anyways, I think the Premier League has good players. For me, I think the problem's always been the management and the coaching. Because I think a lot of times when you see a team struggle, for me, it's a lot of times is they just don't put the pieces together in the right way. And so they struggle against these teams that are more organized and have sometimes better coaching than us, better coaching than the English teams, for example. That's what I believe. Because a team with Harry Kane should be able to compete in the Champions League because that's what kind of player he is, right?
Well, Bayern Munich, they're European royalty. They're always going to be. They go for the Champions League every season. They've got an amazing team. They win the Bundesliga just about every year. You know, they're a real Champions League pedigree team. So they're always going to be really hard to beat, and they normally beat us as well. So that's what I'm saying. Bayern Munich are a team I fear if we play them. The same as Real Madrid and the same as City. Especially those 3 clubs, I fear them if we play them. Now PSG, they're tough club, but I don't fear them. I think we can beat them. Juventus used to be very, very tough. I don't fear them anymore. I think we can beat PSG. Even Barcelona, I see BX mentoring Barcelona. Barcelona are not the team they used to be. Barcelona, you look at their team. Yeah, they got 3 or 4, decent players, but that squad is nowhere near what it used to be. That Barcelona squad, they're not as powerful and brilliant as they used to be. So, even Barcelona, I'm thinking, we can beat Barcelona. It's really only those 3 teams I'm talking about: City, who we always struggle against, Bayern Munich, and Real Madrid. It's only really those 3 teams I'm worried about in the Champions League, to be honest. That's what I'm saying. I think and I'm thinking that's both showing how far we've come recently. Also, I think it's to do with the dominance of the Premier League. How the Italian teams are not as powerful, are not as good as the English teams now.
Yeah. No, I understand Steven's point here. I just think the reason why it looks the way it does is because I believe Arteta is still trying to figure out how he wants what he has. I think he's trying to figure out what he has and how he can utilize it. That's what I think he's doing. It'll make more sense when we play the big teams, like when we play this week against Manchester United, when we play that team, when we play City. Well, you'll see then, it'll look easy in terms of the way the lineup, I believe, is set up. I'll be surprised Margulies won't be playing in his typical spot in the middle, and Rice won't play. Rice will play in the Xhaka spot, for example, and Partey will play in his particular spot if he's healthy. I can't see us going away from what got us second place. We've gotten better, I believe, because we've gotten better in the sense that we now have a backup to Partey, right? If we have to move Rice back, we can, right? And if we want to, Partey does not have to play 90 minutes now. Jorginho can come in, Rice could go back, and Havertz can come on if we're in a pinch and we need to get some goals and stuff like that. And I expect Erdegaard, Partey, Saka, and Martinelli to continue to improve. I can only go by what I've seen, and over the last 3 seasons, we've seen them improve each time. I expect it to happen again when we go with our strongest lineup. I don't think Havertz is part of that right now, but so I think that's why I think, And I think that's the other thing is a lot of these other teams, they either have a system or they have a set of players that have just been around and understand how to play together. All right. A lot of these English teams go in there with disjointed, trying to figure things out. They're always switching up every season. I mean, Chelsea is switching up all the time. You never have the same like 8 to 9 players from the previous season playing, right? Makes a big difference. Like you look at City right now. Where is their big change? I think they have one change from a player who wasn't getting significant minutes last season. That's Kovacic, right? Right now, I don't know if the other guy for defense is playing on the back line, but in reality,
Sorry,
they have.
what are you saying about City? What was you saying about City?
They don't have like they don't have like new players coming in taking up like 4 and 5 spots on the starting squad, right?
No, not as many as that, but they've got 2 or 3 changes there now, haven't they? Because they
like
lost
for us, it would have been Timber and Havertz coming in and Rice, right? And I think if those are the 3 players that were starting for us, I think we would probably those results would have probably looked a lot better, right?
Yeah.
Because Timber definitely would have made a difference. Mr. Thomas back. Let's see where he's at now. Oh, I thought he was close to home.
There he is.
Hey there, Mr. Tom.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh, look, he's by some gates now. Look at him. Oh, look, oh, yeah, there we go.
Did you just break out of a prison? Is that what that is?
No, that's a gated community.
Oh, they're keeping you out.
Yeah, that's why they keep you out.
They're not doing it.
Oh, looks like these games are finishing up over here. It's in the 91st minute over here at City. No scores yet for Leeds, if I recall here. So it's still, it's finished. So
Leeds then 0-0.
Okay.
Well, then I'd like to, without thinking too much about it, shut up. Without thinking too much about it, I would like to congratulate Sheffield Wednesday on getting a 0-0 win at Ellen Road. With the back 5 you turned up with, you got the result you were clearly looking for. Well done. Now never darken my doorstep again.
Nice and easy. Yeah.
I saw that none of my other enemies won, though.
Ipswich ended up winning.
Ipswich not an enemy of mine. Only direct threats are enemies.
Yeah, I haven't got the championship up here now. Oh, there we go. Who are your enemies?
So Bournemouth didn't win.
No.
Everton didn't win. So that makes me pleased. I mysteriously hate those 2 clubs now. Can't begin to tell you why. Quite obvious why. So I'm going to respect your show and keep it PG. So Everton and Bournemouth can go fornicate themselves. Okay. Good to see that Southampton, Leicester lost 1-0, right?
I haven't got it in front of me here at the moment, but
let's see.
They're probably
Leicester lost to Hull 1-0 at home.
Oh, wonderful. So we've not actually lost ground on any of our direct competitors from the relegation pool. So yeah, could be worse. Could be worse. There's been worse Saturdays for Leeds, I'll say that. Gary, how did the betting in the dark go? Did you follow my instructions?
I did. I don't know if I did a good job. You should go take a look and tell me, give me a little critique. I think I deserve it. I think I need it, just in case I ever have to do it again, or you'll just nix me from that responsibility. So I think I did okay.
I'm sure you couldn't have done any worse than I have for the last 2 years. But did you notice that I made the same pick as the winning pick from last year?
You know what? I did not notice that because you did say there's something special going on, and I looked at the score, but it didn't really click. And I don't think anybody mentioned it either. That's the.
Because
You know what?
of that,
You know what's funny when you said that? Because I was like, Rashford scoring first. I hope not. And it's like now that I look back, I'm like, ah.
because if I remember rightly, that winning, I think the next week or something like that, they stopped doing the bet. They stopped allowing last goal scorer because I think we rinsed them for a bit too much money, Gary. So we couldn't do Eddie last. We have to just get him to score, which we will
right.
because he's Eddie. Don't take much to get Eddie to score. He's going to be an England international, you know.
I saw that.
I'm
Hopefully he
proud
gets
of
more.
him.
Hopefully he gets more
Shows
than
how
the one or two games. You know.
Shows
Yeah,
how
proud
shit
of him.
Southgate is and how shit the selection must be.
I've said it before. I'll say it again. I want to know what Calvin Phillips has on Southgate because
What about
Calvin
Maguire?
Phillips and Hendo and not Hendo, but Calvin Phillips, Maguire, and it is Hendo, right? Hendo. They all
Yeah, Henderson's in there as well.
calls up. All got calls up. I didn't see they did call up Tomori, so I guess maybe they're gonna see if that guy can actually play some football. Will they actually let him play? Oh, they just scored again in the 95th minute. The robot has scored again.
Who scored?
The robot has scored at the 95th minute.
No, he didn't, did he?
Yeah, he did. It's a really nice strike too.
So he ended up on a hat trick then, isn't he?
I'll be back on in about 3 minutes and 12 seconds.
All right, cool.
Okay,
We'll be
we're
here
timing
waiting
you.
for you, buddy. All right. Yep. Forest and Ipswich winning.
Forest beat Chelsea away. Fucking hell.
Oh, they won that? Oh,
Yeah.
Okay. Very nice. We like that, right?
Ipswich won, so Stefan's gonna have a wank.
Is that what you people do when you when something good happens?
Stefan has a wank and he squirts on the dishes. Doesn't need ferry.
Stefan, I'm not coming to your house. I'm sorry. We're gonna have to meet at a restaurant, and I'm bringing my own plates.
Yeah. The knives and forks are a bit spotty.
Oh no, let's move on.
No, Manchester City, did they score again? Did they? Fucking cunts.
Yeah. They just basically said, you know what? Goal difference is a thing. So if you're gonna keep up with us, you're gonna have to make sure you can score some goals. That's why I believe we need to be scoring. We should be able to score 3 goals on everyone, and we should be scoring 3 goals on everyone. So there you go. Full score. Ipswich 3, Cardiff 2. We are nowhere near City right now. No. We still got a way to go. Way to go for that.
Well, if we win tomorrow, we'll be a bit closer. If you're talking about points.
I think he might be thinking a little bit more than that. But Chelsea did lose, so we're all happy about that. So who started? I think did they bring in some I think they brought in some did they bring in any of their newbies?
I didn't see, to be honest.
Let's see who there's in their lineup today. So they had Nicholas Jackson up top, Raheem Sterling and Enzo behind him in that midfield. Gusto, I never heard of that name, Gusto. Gallagher, Casado, and Chilwell. And that backline, Disasi, Silver, and Colwyn. And Robert Sanchez in goal. Okay. Look at all the names on their bench. Cole Palmer, Maduke, Matson, I guess that's the player people have been talking about. Mudryk, Pedrovic, Cucurella. They got some decent names, and these aren't even the players that are out injured, right? And Cuckoo's not even there. Romeo Lavia is out for some reason. It looks like a personal reason. Chukwuemeka, Reece James. So pretty strong bench. So yeah, big win for Forest.
It goes to show you, it doesn't matter the names. You got to make the names work, right? You got to make the team work. You know, it's not just a matter of buying a name. You got to buy it. The people have to work together.
Very true.
And that's what Chelsea have to figure out. But I mean, I'm surprised at that because Nottingham Forest, you know, they're not a very good team. They work hard, but they lack quite a lot. And at Stamford Bridge and with Pochettino, and I'm very surprised at that. And And Sterling's been brilliant at the start of the season. Raheem Sterling's been fantastic for Chelsea. That he hasn't been able to do much today by the looks of it is very surprising.
True. And a lot of people were looking at our game against them and like going, you just barely won, blah 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 blah, and they go out and beat Chelsea. So, what does that say? That says a lot, right? Riddy's joined us. Welcome to the show, Riddy.
Mr. Liverpool's here.
Mr. Liverpool is here. There you go. So I think there's one. Is it just the one more? There's one more game left. Brighton and Newcastle coming up in like 25 minutes.
That'd be a good game.
Yeah, that should be good. I guess we'll find out where Brighton sits, how far they sit from like last season, right? I mean,
Brighton have been looking good so far. I mean, I know what was the last game? They had a bit of a blip, but.
For sure.
But you know who they got now on loan, right?
I saw they got Ansu Fati. So
they got Ansu Fati on loan.
So they're going to just help him.
Is Ansu Fati maybe not quite as good as people think he is, since he's not playing for Barcelona, A, and B, being loaned out to Brighton and not a bigger team? I'm thinking, there must be something with that, or else Ansu Fati would be playing for Barcelona, or he would be on loan to a bigger team, surely.
I think I still sounds like it's all an injury, his health and stuff. That's an issue, right? That's what I believe. So he hasn't really been healthy for a while, and if they can get him to get the minutes without having to sacrifice losses on their side, I guess you'll do that, right? So
yeah, I'm just saying
he might get the minutes. Yeah, he'll probably get the footballing coaching that he'll need as well. I think need to spend $1 billion in the January window. There you go. Imagine if they're going into the holiday season and they're still like struggling.
That'd be great. Love that.
We're sitting at 11th right now, so there you go. A win from Crystal Palace or Fulham. I guess Fulham did play today, so a win from Crystal Palace, Newcastle, Wolves, and they'll be back in 12th, so they're used to that spot. Got a question here from Riddy. Let's see what he says.
Here we go.
Let's see what he says
Riddy's
here.
Genius questions.
Shouldn't we have gotten more for Balogun and Holding? Both fees we
No.
got are a joke, in my opinion.
Why? Why would we get more for Balogun? Can someone please answer that question for me? Why? Why would we get more? We sold him for, was it 35 million, just about?
Yeah.
35 million, plus we've got a sell-on clause as well. Why would we expect more from he scored 20 goals in a division that's not that great.
Well, you know what the problem is? Like
Lacazette scored more.
Lacazette
scored a lot more.
But the problem for me is you got they're looking at players in a similar, age with a similar output in a similar league.
You look at their fucking
Let me finish.
talent.
Let me finish. I believe we believe Balogun has some talent, right?
He hasn't got Højlund talent.
No, that's not saying you. So you think Højlund is better, even though he's
a much more talented striker
in a similar league. Okay, and Højlund's been playing in that league for just the 1 year. Or did he play? He's been playing for first team.
He's playing Atlanta for what was it? What was it? One season, I think. At least one season. He was in Copenhagen before then, playing for the senior team as like a 16-year-old.
All right, so he's got a lot more experience. Mr. Tom's in the background. For some reason, he doesn't want to join the group, even though he has the power. Just come on in. You can come on in. You got the power, I believe, right?
People just don't understand what level of talent is. They just look at people in terms of how many games they've played and how many goals they've scored. They don't look at the actual talent and potential. That there's differences. I mean, you look at Messi, right? He was even though he scored fucking the same amount of goals as a few other players when he was young, you could see Messi was a lot better than everyone else, right? I mean, Use your fucking brains, people.
Yeah.
Balogun, yes, he was a talented player, but he couldn't get ahead of Eddie Nketiah. He could if Balogun was this great, fantastic striker that everyone wants 50 fucking million for, he would be playing for Arsenal. But he's not.
But
he couldn't even get on the fucking
his
bench.
CV doesn't say he should, though, right?
So why are you asking for 50 million?
So
you're answering my fucking question, aren't you?
No. Look, if you're looking at it from this perspective, like Arteta doesn't want to go back in time and try to work somebody into the system. That's why he doesn't want to work on getting Balogun up to Eddie's speed, and I believe he could. I think they could be there. I don't think there's anything that Eddie does for us now that Balogun hasn't shown he can do.
Why doesn't Balogun get ahead of him then?
They don't want to put the time in.
Because he's not good enough.
I don't think they want to put the time in either.
If he was good enough, he'd be playing ahead of Eddie.
They both could be right. You're right. He's not better than Nketiah, but does he have potential to be better than Nketiah?
Maybe. We don't know. 2-3 seasons
exactly.
from
So
now,
we don't
maybe.
know. So that's why I'm saying they don't want to take the risk on that.
But right now, he's obviously not better than Eddie, is he? So he's not playing ahead of Eddie. But somehow we want 50 million.
I want them to be consistent like that.
Who's had one decent season, scoring 20 goals in a league where Lacazette, the fat lazy retard, can score fucking 26 goals.
There are other players, but you're looking at Lacazette, but there are other players in there that have better careers or higher quality and a similar goal output. Who else was in that league? Who else in that league as well? Who else was in that league that's world class that had a similar goal output?
How many scored more than Lacazette? One guy. One or two guys scored more than Lacazette.
Yeah. I think if we wanted to sell him to a Premier League team, we would have got more money for him. We didn't want to do that.
Cole Palmer was Cole Palmer's gone for 5 million more than Balogun. So Russ, what's your point?
Yeah.
He's literally gone for 5 million quid more than every team's going to have a different kind of a negotiation and maybe a slightly different price. It's not fucking B&Q where they're hanging on the wall with a fucking set price tag on their back, is it? I mean, come on.
I think Balogun went for less because of the teams that were
negotiate differently based on their
teams were willing to
sell
association.
Let me finish. Based on their contracts and based on what their actual club thinks of them and what they want and what club is going in for them. You got to remember that as well. Chelsea goes in for what's his Palmer. That Chelsea got billions. They just spent £1 billion on fucking 20 players. They just spent billions. Monaco is the only team that was really realistically in for him. Monaco haven't got that money. Monaco basically broke their bank now going for Balogun. And the price difference is like about 5 million quid. So your point is completely pointless. As always, Mr. Russ is wrong. You just call him Mr. Wrong instead of Mr. Morgan.
It's all making Sam making friends.
No, but it's just all their points are just debunked very easily, and Balogun's gone for I think a very good price.
Stephen, have a good day at work.
Have a good day, Steve. Always good to see you, buddy. I think Balogun's gone for a very good price.
I don't think you're asking the right question, personally. All of you.
No, we know that we don't want to hear your question because it's going to be nonsense.
No, I think it's a perfectly valid question. Okay.
All right. So how far? You want me to mute it before you say it, or after?
No. Don't waste your time. You gave me the power. I can simply unmute it with a click of a button. Don't even waste your fingers. Save them for later tonight. Anyway, let me tell you something. Yeah. You're sitting there and you're going to all go, "Oh, Balogun, Eddie." Look, Eddie kept Balogun out of Arsenal. Okay. Bamford kept Eddie out of the Emirates pitch. Fair question. How many goals would Bamford score in France?
0.
600.
600. There you go.
600. He would absolutely boot him in France. But just people need to understand that Chelsea were the club that went for this Palmer. Chelsea have buckets and buckets and buckets and buckets of money. They're spending a lot of money on every player. That is why Manchester City could command a higher fee from him. And Carlton Palmer was a big talent. Sorry, not Carlton Palmer. I always call him Carlton Palmer because of the name. This Palmer, he's already scored a couple of goals for Manchester City. This is his first season playing for him. He's a huge talent. The guy, you can see he's a huge talent. Pep rates him highly. So when Chelsea go for him, they're going to pay a lot more money than everyone else. If Chelsea had gone for Balogun, we'd probably see the same money, maybe more. I don't know. We don't know. But Monaco don't have that kind of money. So we're not going to see the same money. But he still ended up going, was it like nearly 40 million? Was it 36 something million or whatever it was? We went for, and we have a sell-on clause, I think, as well. I think we get a % if he gets sold. If he gets sold. So for me, it's for what Balogun has been doing at Arsenal, which is nothing basically. I don't see what everyone's screaming about. You know, it's for me, holding is the more we can have more of a problem with the holding. Only 4 million for holding. And for me, that's a bigger question mark than Balogun. I mean, for holding, we could have maybe got more, even though he's a player who's not really playing, and we know he's not going to be used in our plans and everything. But surely we could have got more than 4 million for him. I agree. That's 4 million for him is a much bigger, I think, question mark than what Balogun been sold for.
Yeah. No, I was just saying. Also, on top of that, like we sold 3 goalkeepers for less than Onana.
Yeah,
they all start in the Premier League.
But Manchester United are stupid, aren't they?
No. But think about it. They all start in the same league.
Yeah,
they cost
Manchester United are stupid. The factor there is Manchester United, because they are stupid. They paid £80 million for fucking Harry Maguire. They will pay 60, 70, 80 million pounds for a garden gnome as long as it looks good on a fucking YouTube clip. Manchester United are absolutely horrible at buying football players. They will just throw if there's a player they want and they think someone else is after him, they will just throw whatever money there is. They paid 100 million for Sancho. 90 million or 100 million for Sancho, for fuck's sake. I mean, it's Manchester United. They're their own factor in this, that they will just pay anything. There's no way Onana's worth that money. Of course he's not. But Manchester United wanted him. They knew a couple of other clubs were interested. So like, here you go, take our money.
True. I'll say hello to everybody real quick, and then I'll have Mr. Tom. Hello, Taib. Welcome to the show. How are you doing, Mr. Tom? How was the movie?
Oh my God, it was so amazing. I love National Cinema Day, and I love it so much. I don't even know how long they've been doing it, but I was like, whoa! And I was going to take a photo of like how busy it was, but I was like, no, that's a bit weird, isn't it? But then I was like, whoa! When I saw the what and all this, right? And then it was like, oh my God, because. Sorry, sensory overload. Sorry. I'm just like, whoa, like they buffets over there, and I was like, they were like, oh, you can take unlimited such. I was like, I knew this from last year, but it still amazes me every time. And I was like, what? And then, yeah, sorry. So it's just.
Is it only there at the O2, or is it everywhere?
I believe it's every cinema in England.
Yeah, because they used to do that in Norway as well. It's fantastic. I used to take part in Norway. It was they called it National Cinema Day, and every ticket, no matter what it was, whether it was a premiere or a new film or an old film, every ticket was half price basically. And it was you could book up. I think that you could only book a day in advance. I think because they let people have a chance. But does it work the same over here?
I think the real reason they do it is it's obviously timed with the kids going back to school on Monday.
Yeah.
So they're squeezing that last bit of money out of the parents, I suspect. But I believe it's £3 for a ticket.
Right.
For context, a lot of the tickets on a Saturday can be anything between 10 and 20.
Yeah.
So like massive discount. But I like doing that because the one at the O2 does something like called the VIP experience, where like if you've been to a Cineworld, you'd probably see it in all their adverts. But like they lay on a buffet before it, but then you can take like unlimited snacks in, which is why like I was basically like walking in like Homer Simpson when he's like trying to hide stuff under his shirt and stuff, because it was like it was like I'm allowed to do it, but I still want to make it feel like I'm getting away with something. But yeah, no. But the worst part was though, right? Because the chairs are like these recliners, and I got so comfortable that I finished the nachos before the movie started, and I was like, I don't want to have to get up.
That sounds great.
I don't want to have to get up, but then I looked over and realised that I'd picked up loads of hot dogs, and I was like, oh, okay, I'll stomach it. I'll stomach it.
So was all the food cheap as well then, or was that like the regular price?
No, the food it came with it. It was free. Well, it wasn't free. That's a lie. It's not free because it still cost me £21. But for context, on any other day, the same thing would be about 60 something.
Oh, right, okay.
So they discounted that, which is why I only do it on National Cinema Day, which is why this time last year, you see, Gary didn't ask me to host a show last year. So I was like, I called in on the way back from it, and we'd lost 5-2 to Brentford. So I was like, so then I was like,
did they set up loads of film? Did they bring in for National Cinema Day? Did they bring in like loads of films, like classic films and like film series and stuff like that?
I think so.
Because back in Norway, what they used to do is they used to bring in like they'd have like Lord of the Rings, and they'd have like the Superman films, and they'd bring like all these film series in just for the day that you could see in certain screens and that. And also for fans of horror and stuff like that, at night in the evening, then from like about 10 or 11 o'clock, they'd start doing loads of horror films as well, which was great.
I'll tell you what they've got on for the rest of the day. In no particular order: Barbie, Equalizer 3, Oppenheimer, Meg 2, The Trench, Blue Beetle, Sound of Freedom. I think that came out here yesterday, which is quite the controversial movie. Let's just say, if you hang around in certain circles of the internet, let's just say. Anyway, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, Mutant Mayhem, something called Cobweb. Don't know what that is. What was the other one? Oh, Gran Turismo. I've seen all these, by the way. Not Cobweb though. Unlimited cinema card, isn't it? So you already paid.
Wow.
And then I think some for the Hindi market, Cushy and Kick.
Oh.
But last year, to answer your question, you are kind of right, because last year with this I watched E.T. So.
Oh, okay. So brought in a classic,
I'd never seen it.
I love it. Oh,
I've never seen it in my life. Yeah.
Wow,
so I thought it was really handy. Yeah.
So Sam, we were talking about this earlier, and it looks like it's more than just the one. There's a lot of people saying that Thomas Partey is injured and
let's see.
Could be out for a couple of months.
Tomorrow, yeah. Let's see. Have we seen any of the club guys like Chris? What's his name? Chris Wheatley.
Football London is saying that he's out for tomorrow's game.
Okay.
Right, and I think that's a legitimate.
Football London could have a good source, yeah.
Yeah, so I think he might be out. So, and they're saying that the Ghana team has said he's out of competition. He's not part of their squad. So,
oh wow.
So
if Ghana's excluded, that must be he's injured for what was it, January and February then?
Yeah, so he's out for he's out supposedly.
Sorry, not January and February. What am I talking about that? Yeah. I'm thinking for some reason the African nations is happening next week. It's not. It's only the normal break, isn't it? So yeah. So if he's out for the break, he must be injured then.
Yeah. So they're saying he could be out for like 3 months, like Russ says here. So
let's wait and see what the club says. In terms of how bad it is.
Well, I mean, I don't know about you, but to me, that just sounds like an opportunity for an academy kid just to get part of a rotation and maybe get some minutes, because we don't have the numbers in reality. We just, we have to hope we don't need them, but they need to be.
Well, we have at the moment we're okay, don't we? Because we got Kivior.
Yeah, as I'm saying, but then you have Zinchenko, you have to lean on, right?
Zinchenko's gonna be playing, isn't he?
And Tomiyasu, you got to lean on those two. Those are two other injury concerns. So,
but if we're going to be playing a regular back four, we've got White as right back, Gabriel, Saliba, Zinchenko at the left. Then we've got Kivior and Tomiyasu as backups.
Can I answer something Stefan said, please?
Yeah, I started.
Nothing bad. No, it's fine. He said, no. I'll answer that. I will answer that. Actually, I'll answer that really quickly right now. Well, we didn't lose to Salford on Tuesday night. The match finished 1-1. Just penalty shootout's the equivalent of a coin flip. So shit happens, eh?
Oh, this is the one.
We didn't lose.
One.
It's like a boxing match on points, isn't it? Like Apollo Creed still wanted his rematch. I mean, just anyway. I don't know. I was too busy checking the name of the title of the film I was thinking of, because Stefan said, and I hope Gary won't mind me bringing this up, I like my old Ealing comedies, to which I went, that name's familiar. I know an Ealing comedy, and I believe it was The Man in the White Suit with Alec Guinness, who you may or may not know from Star Wars.
Oh.
He invents a cotton cotton that like can't get destroyed, and basically like the manufacturing company, this factory he worked in, they want to steal it, or they want the formula to have it. They want to buy it off him, and because he won't sell it, they basically then want to kill him, because they realise that if this suit actually got put out, no one would have a need to buy clothes, and the staff at the factory then realised that no one would actually need another one, so they don't want it to exist either. And yeah, it's quite interesting.
All right.
Man in white suit. Yeah, there you go.
I don't think I've seen that one.
Yeah, so I mean,
I believe it's on London Live channel. Sorry, Gary.
Yeah, no, I was just saying. I think it's just a risk. It was risky before the window closed, and now it's risky because it's happened so quickly. Would have expected us to at least get into the cup matches and the European games before we have to start dealing with who actually is going to get to play. So we shall see how Arteta does this thing. I assume that means Havertz continues. We'll get to start again, right?
Depends, doesn't it? Because Rice should go into the 6th position, and in the 8th position, I would use Trossard.
Really speaking,
I would have used Trossard, or I would have even used Vieira based on what we know.
Yeah,
Trossard,
Vieira maybe Vieira can get a go, but I'm still not convinced by Vieira. He's too weak, in my opinion.
You know what? But you know what? I think it's a matter of he thinks too long on the ball, and I think he can't do that. He has to be thinking 2 and 3 moves ahead, so that he doesn't get in those situations that we all complain about him getting in. So those situations where the ball gets taken off him too easy. I think that's what the little people do. You're there and they're already gone. You know what I mean? That's what he's got to do. The actual answer would be losing to them while Gary Neville is on comms.
He's right. He is right. Okay, I'm going to concede this. He defeated me on this. Right, he's correct. However, what I'm going to say also, that leads to another thing, as in the corruption at Sky, because isn't it funny how Salford always ends up on television when there's TV money being dished out? It's like, oh, Gary Neville's team's getting that TV income, are they? That's funny. Because I'm pretty sure there were other cup ties that were juicier than Salford First Leeds. Well, actually, that's not true, because Salford is essentially Little Man United. So fuck them. I mean, no, but good luck against Burnley or whatever it is you ever got. But sorry, I have seen the founder.
You didn't turn the filter off. You just let it fly. That's all. That's okay.
Yeah. I've seen the founder.
Sorry, my apologies.
It's fine.
It is good. About the founding of McDonald's.
Yeah, I love that Batman stole McDonald's.
Yeah, he's a clever guy, wasn't he?
Yeah, Michael Keaton.
Clever guy.
Yeah. No,
making sure he owned the land.
All right, I'm gonna tell you though. Out of all the summer movies I saw this summer, I'm going to tell you what I thought the worst one was, right, to actually watch. And it could be unpopular, right? It's going to be Oppenheimer is the worst one to watch,
history,
right?
do you?
Wow,
No, it's not I don't like the history. It's the fact that it's an event. It's a Christopher Nolan movie, right? And for a start, he's made far better. Like The Prestige, his Batman films are fun to watch. Inception's good. Tenet, bit, right. Did films need to?
Tenet was a bit difficult to
when
grasp.
in the list of films that did that really need to be made? That was in there. But my thing with it is, it's interesting, it's well made, it's well acted, but I nearly fell asleep halfway through because I was like, when are you going to drop the fucking bomb?
Yeah.
It's not a fucking spoiler to say this. Build the fucking bomb. Pardon my language again. Sorry. It's 3 hours. It's 3 hours. Right? 3 hours. And I sat there halfway through for I could be watching Barbie.
Oh.
I did watch Barbie, by the way.
Oh, did you? Tom, you
can't call himself like a movie buff and then go Oppenheimer is a terrible movie because you were just waiting for the bomb.
I didn't say it's a terrible movie.
Even though you
I didn't say it's a terrible movie.
You put it lower class than most people would, I think.
No. That's not what I actually said. Not what I actually said. What I actually said was the worst one to watch. I didn't say it was a bad movie. I said it's well made, well acted, well put together. Everything about it is excellent.
You go to all these movies.
It's too long.
You said
it's too damn long.
It was a good movie. I don't know. The time shouldn't make a difference. Did you like Titanic, or was that too long as well?
No, I sat there waiting for the water to come on. Again, you know what's going to happen. Bring on the water.
Yeah, sink this fucking boat.
Why do you go to a movie if all you're going to wait for is the punchline at the end? Come on.
They're like, oh, God, what's this love story, Jack and Rose? And he could have got on that door or whatever it was. That, by the way, right? I don't care how many science experiments they've done to prove that he couldn't.
He was sicker, he was. He just let go. He's like, I've had enough of you now.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, he already tapped it, as we say on the street.
It's like
he just went to extremes.
Too much. I want to go.
He took ghosting literally.
He ghosted literally.
I went there. But I did not say it was a bad movie. I'm just saying it's the one. I didn't nearly fall asleep during Barbie.
You said it disappointed the most, didn't you? I suppose that's different.
Doesn't mean it's
a bad film. It just means you got disappointed.
Because it's a movie that loves the smell of its own farts.
Yeah, well, Nolan's got a bit like that, hasn't he? But mind you, Nolan has managed to pull it off with his other films. I mean, Dunkirk, I thought was brilliant.
I guess I don't watch enough movies to go 3 hours is too long, and the punchline is when is it going to happen? Like you want it to happen in 30 minutes, and then it'll be a good movie.
Nope, that's not what I said.
It is what you said. You said you were so pent up. You were so like upset because when is this water going to come in and flood this ship and sink it? Oh, wait a second. When is this bomb going to drop? Yeah.
Actually, I'm not old enough to have seen Titanic in the cinema. Okay, so let's tell this more accurately. Okay, my mum had it on VHS, and it was in the special white VHS, which you knew it was a big movie because 99% of VHSs are all the same color, apart from Full Monty was yellow. Okay, and Titanic was white.
I'm not 20 years older than you. Am I?
I was only about 1997. I would have been 11, 12 maybe.
Okay.
When it came out. But again, when I was going cinema in 1997, I'm watching Jurassic Park: The Lost World. I'm not watching Titanic.
You're not going where everyone else is going.
But again, yeah.
VHS. Remember those days? VHS tapes.
My point was more though.
If you wanted to piss off one of your friends, you just pop it open and pull the tape out and go,
yeah,
screw you, and just walk out.
Sometimes it's a bit loose. You had to do the tracking on them. Fucking tracking. You had to like wind it up and get the tracking right.
Or you put the cover on the tab, and then you override your friend's video to piss them off with like news.
Yep.
If you had a recorder, that's the problem. You had to have a recording VHS, because I think they had just the players, and you had to pay extra so you could actually record as well.
Yeah.
The only thing I knew about it was that it was a long movie. It's 3 hours long. So I turned to my mum and went, I'm going to go play PlayStation. Let me know when it hits the iceberg.
Sure. Yeah. Yeah.
And
He's too busy. Yeah, Isaac was too busy fighting with the center back instead of trying to score, and then did not get a good shot off. So sorry.
I love those on YouTube. There was a channel that made like these 15-second movies. You know, you have the movie in 15 seconds basically. And Titanic was the best. That was like a 5-second clip. It was just, there's that scene when he says, right somewhere close to the beginning, he said, one of the people there in the movie, they're talking about the ship, and this ship can't sink. And then the next scene is blah, 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 the ship going down. The end. 5 second. The Titanic in 5 seconds. It was great.
You know what disappointed me more about it, or what surprised me more about Titanic, was that it made all that money and they never released a sequel.
Nah, well, you know why, don't you?
When you're number one, what are you gonna do? You're gonna do like Jason 5 and 6 and 7. They all come back and get on another boat, and they all crash again.
I'm surprised they didn't.
Return of Jack.
They should have took all the movies that made money in 1997 and just been like, you know what, we're going to get Jurassic, we're going to put dinosaurs on the Titanic. We'll just see what happens.
I mean,
Velociraptors attacking in formation on a boat.
I mean, Rose is like 90 years old, isn't she, in the Titanic when she's telling the story? And Jack, he died when it happened, didn't he? So, yeah.
Yeah, she killed him by not letting him on the door.
Not really much of a sequel, to be honest. Is that Jack? No, that's the helper trying to give you food, bitch.
Wow.
Damn. That's all I'm going to say to that one. Damn. Wow. Damn.
Sorry.
Okay.
Excuse me.
All right. Oh, okay. Woo! No, it wasn't even a nasty quote from Sam there. It was just like some people might say comedy gold, they might say other stuff, but yeah. Wow. Yeah.
I'm gonna become Rainier Wolfcastle from The Simpsons for Stefan's comment.
How can you make a sequel
after the ship sank? That's the joke.
Yeah.
The underwater years.
Yeah. Exactly, the underwater years.
I'm picturing it as like Saved by the Bell, but underwater.
You know what? It could be Poseidon, right?
Yeah,
those that were underneath there, and they had like what? They had like 24 hours of oxygen, and it just goes through the whole 24 hours in a 3-hour, sequel. How they survived underwater in that freezing water.
I've got it. Titanic 2: The Life of SpongeBob SquarePants.
He's like, the year is 1913 or whatever it is, and he's like, we're homeless, Patrick, and then 10 seconds later, we've got a new town.
What are these deck chairs? What are these deck chairs for? Oh my!
I hope the band weren't playing as the ship went down. That'd be really silly. That's my favorite bit of that.
Yeah, those are the days. Yeah, the movie premieres.
I believe the comedian D.L. Hughley once said, you could tell that the band on Titanic as the ship went down were a bunch of white men. Because what black band do you know that would have still been playing when the ship went down? Cool, and the gang would have been unplugging their shit.
Yeah. They were
We're
like,
saving this.
God damn, we're out of here.
Get the fuck out of here.
Well, I mean,
Get the
they
fuck
made
outta
a
here. We
movie.
can't
They
swim,
made it. They made
motherfucker.
it. They made a movie about it. Get out. You know. There you
Yes.
go.
Yeah.
And
We can't swim, motherfucker, in the boat.
and the band played on.
Yeah. This ship can't sink.
Oh, look at this.
Actually
This
gets
is
a giant
guy.
blue sapphire up
He's
over his
taking it.
bum.
We're
He's taking
well
it.
ahead.
That's the late night version.
Bad played. Oh my god. Sorry. You was having a nice little show before I turned up. My apologies.
We always have. We always have a good show before you turn up. What do you mean?
It's true. It's true. No lies detected, to be fair. But you was all like have a nice little discussion, like nice and informative. I was watching a bit of it on the tube because what else is there to do on the tube for 2.5 minutes in front of people?
Yeah.
That many people. I mean, anyway. So I'm like, oh, this is nice. Nice little discussion. Everyone's all happy for Ipswich and stuff. I was like, let's do my best to ruin it when I get enough signal to get online. Anyway, no, I had enough signal. It's fine. 5G in it. Sorry. I'm so excited. They laid on a buffet that was so good that I actually had to go to the toilet before the movie started.
Mm.
Did you get
Sounds
to
great,
eat? Did
to
you
be honest.
continue to eat though? Did you take another plate on when you went back in?
No, their only real rule is that they lay on a buffet of like hot food. So it was like there was mac and cheese. Obviously, I don't do that because of cheese. They had a vegetable curry. I'm not doing that because of the veg. But then they had a chicken tikka masala, some potato bite type, like chips, but shaped like little balls or whatever, and had the naan bread and stuff like that, and that dessert and everything, and that's like unlimited, but you can't take that into the movie. But I had about 5 portions of that.
I'm almost tempted to like
I'm
travel. I'm almost
I'm
tempted to like
fat.
travel over there so I can get some of that food and watch a movie. Even though 20
That
quid
sounded
sounds
great,
like a
to be
lot.
honest. That sounded really good. Was it very busy, Tom? Was there a lot of people there?
It was. More people have seem to have discovered its existence from last year. Because last year it was all, there's only about 3 people. So I've got all the space. Then all of a sudden it was like, oh fuck, they've sold every seat.
Right.
Ouch.
But,
And they have
it
is assigned seats.
Yeah.
Okay.
To be fair though, the seats are so massive that you don't actually feel like you're near anyone.
Yeah, and they have to automatic the seats go back,
Yeah,
and go up, and all that, so you can like get a full like 180 degrees.
Yeah.
Like,
I immediately Homer Simpsoned it. I was like, C goes up, C goes down, C goes
does
up.
Does it have the heaters on it as well? Do you have the heaters on it? You didn't turn that on.
Heaters? What? I'm just so shocked that I've got seats that move.
We got over here. We got the heaters on there. So like if you because the movie theaters are getting really cold, right? So now you can put the little heater on and you get like a nice little bit of warmth on your back. It's actually quite good as well too.
You saw how sunny it was outside. Why don't want the heater on?
That's not the heater. That's just a sexual predator sitting behind you.
Okay. No.
I was literally about to say, but enough about name redacted.
Hey, we're about to die. Don't worry about it. You got some good music coming your way. Don't worry about it. You'll be all right. What is this? Oh man, I am glad I worked.
You'll be okay. Oh look, my ankles are suddenly getting wet. I mean, sorry, what?
It's like, play, damn it, that's what I'm paying you for.
Got a question from Riddy. Are we gonna let Sam go up?
How many
crazy?
times have we answered this fucking question? Jesus Christ! Riddy, where have you been in today's show? Have you been watching today's show? Hello, I've talked about this twice today already.
Okay, but for the benefit of someone that may have been eating a chicken tikka masala at the time, could you just sum it up into a yes or no? Are you happy? with your summer window?
Overall, happy in sense of the signings we've made, but we should have made at least one or two more. That's what I'm thinking. So for me, it's not a great window. It's a good window, but not a great window.
Yeah, I mean,
To be fair,
yeah.
no, sorry, I was just going to say, Gary, just quick. To be fair, you won't find a team in England that doesn't think they should have made more signings. So
True.
in that respect,
maybe even Chelsea think the same, even though they made 621.
Yes.
No, but I mean, I think the reason why we think we should have made one is because we lost one for what looks like another season. So you don't get to enjoy the Timber. You know what I mean? So for me, I treated that Timber injury almost like losing out to Casado and Mudryk. We seem to get back. Our plan B worked out for less money, turned out to be really well, and I was hoping for the exact same thing. Timber out, so maybe they can find a plan B that works just as well. That's what I was hoping. They must have had a plan B going into that Timber, right? Timber deal.
I do think today's game between Chelsea and Nottingham Forest was unique in that you were more likely to find people in the crowd that knew each other more than the actual teams, because they both made about 9,000 signings in the last 2 years.
True. Oh, Chris Nix has a question. Original. You probably never answered this one, but just in case you have, and you know what? Maybe he missed it because he was too busy reading the Liverpool news or something.
You know what Chris is like? He's sniffing his socks all the time, so he was probably out of his head in some kind of fungal disease.
Yeah. Now, letting Tierney go doesn't mean much because we weren't going to play him. So I feel like when we let these players go, yes, it hurts our depth, but we weren't playing them anyways. And I did on the stoop yesterday. I actually had looked it up. We're only missing, based on Premier League minutes, we're only missing about 4,600 minutes, and most of those were Xhaka. So with Rice and Havertz, we're going to cover any missed minutes just from those two players. And if Vieira, Kiwior, Emile Smith-Rowe, and Fabio Vieira are more involved in the team lineup, we'll be fine. That's the trick, is whether those players will be able to contribute, and Arteta has confidence in them. So I think we'll be fine. It's just a matter of will Arteta give these players the minutes to make it easy on them, on their teammates, so they can actually take a break once in a while. So that's my.
That had an ice cream machine, and it was fantastic.
You had ice cream as well?
Ooh.
They had an ice cream machine. Although they were like, oh, we've got tea and coffee over there. I was like, is your Pepsi dispenser working? It was.
Sounds awesome.
Oh my God, it was so awesome. Like, oh, sorry, I know I keep going on about it, but it won't be again for another year. So
sounds awesome.
I will again this time next year. I'll just like last year when we did it, Leeds lost, and this time we did it, Leeds drew. So in theory, Leeds will win next year during National Cinema Day.
Yep, that's true. Law of averages.
Sounds like you had fun. It almost sounds like you look almost as if I can't remember which game it was, but you were so giddy. I think it was a Chelsea win. Was it a Chelsea win last season when you came on?
Might have been the Liverpool win.
Oh, but it was a Liverpool win. Yes, you were so giddy for that one. You can't keep that man down. The man, he was like he was on a sugar high. You see the smiles about trying to break through. He's thinking back to that day. I can see it.
To be fair, that game probably relegated us, to be fair, in hindsight, because when we beat Liverpool at Anfield and then beat Bournemouth the next week, that kept Jesse Marsch in the job across the World Cup. Whereas if we'd have actually lost those games and then sacked Jesse Marsch before the World Cup break, we might have actually been able to do some business where we got ourselves out of trouble. But we didn't, so we didn't. But, I didn't know that at the time. Just excited about winning a football match. Yes. I mean, I wish Fuchsia, Tom, had built a time machine and had then gone back from now and to 2022 and been like, Tom, don't celebrate this Liverpool win. You've just fucked yourself. Pardon my language. It's just, time machine, isn't it? I tried to build a time machine once, but apparently you need robotics and stuff.
Yeah, you tried to build a time machine. It turned out it was just a microwave from Argos.
Exactly.
I looked at your lineup. I don't know. Your team looks so different. I'm like, I don't know these names. Some of these.
Did you end up selling Sinistera? I saw there were some clubs after him.
Oh, far better than that. Far better than that. We lost him on loan for nothing. For nothing.
Oh.
And the best part is, Bournemouth were like, we're not going to see you with that. We're going to send you one of our players on loan. It's like, yeah, that's great. So you're going to send us someone you don't want to get someone who's going to be the best player in the Championship. We ain't that. But the real reason is because he threatened legal action against the club. Sinistera was going to sue Leeds United if we did not let him leave. And it's obviously well established already. We do not do well in court.
So what was he going to sue you for, though? That's the thing. What was he going to sue you for?
It was something along the lines of, well, I don't know what it would have been exactly, because to be fair, Stefan, I don't know if it actually is nothing, but it's not going to be a fee that would have been better than the 20 million we could have potentially got for him. Because this is what makes
legitimate.
Yeah, this is what I think he just, because apparently he had a release clause and it ran out or something along those lines, and he wanted us to respect his contract, or it was something like this. I mean, I weren't in the room, so I'm just guessing, but I mean, he will never play for us again, because you can't threaten the club with legal action and then think you're going to play again.
No, that's true. That's a bit of a no-no.
I mean, going on strike is one thing, like Nonto did, but he said sorry. He scored against Ipswich. Sorry, Stefan. And then when it's like, all right, you should give second chances. To be fair, Nonto is one example where the club beat player power, because it was like, you can't threaten to go to another team. What, for a start? You're threatening to go to Everton. I mean, that's like Puke saying it wants to join shit. I mean, what's the point? I mean, This time next year, you're probably going to be sat there like trying to find a way out of Everton when you're in the Championship again. But hopefully,
of course. It's a horrible precedent. Yeah, I know. Yeah, but it's good to just get rid of them. These players like that, you can't have them. You just get rid of them. Yeah.
Now, apparently, he apologised to the manager, the team, the club, blah, blah, blah. And it was like, all right, you're 19, you were advised poorly. I mean, this obviously isn't Willie Nonto getting out of bed one day and going, I don't want to be here. It's his agent telling him, your wages have just been cut, which means essentially the agent's wages have been cut. And he's obviously fed him the line of playing for Leeds means you won't play for Italy, which in yesterday's international call-ups was proven to be false, by the way, because he has been picked for Italy.
Yeah.
On the back of the game against Ipswich, I'm guessing. But, no, I don't know. But,
it's like
Sinistera, we all say things like hyperbole about football. So when I say that I want to have Sinistera shot, I don't literally want to have him shot. I'm just venting because I think he's a prat.
Yeah, no, he's obviously acting like a moron, isn't he? There's all these players many of these players are like today, they're very self-absorbed, egotistical, aren't they?
True.
And when he stood there holding the Bournemouth shirt up in the photo, it's like, careful, lads, that shirt might be a bit heavy for him. He might injure himself holding it. Based on his injury record, at least. I heard he once got injured picking up the phone, down his hamstring. No, that's not true. Just making that up, but
could have been. Talking about injuries, I was just reading on Twitter just a second ago that Ghana have officially announced that Partey is not in their squad due to being told that he is injured. So Garner have actually come out and said he's injured. I don't know how long for, but at least he's not in the squad now for the international break. So,
and it's funny how at the amount of players that get injured in time for an international break, but then are mysteriously okay at the back end of it.
You know what? If that is the case, I'm here for it.
Yeah.
I'm here for it. Because guess what? If he's gone in January to February for a month, I'm scared. But if he's injured right now, I'm all right. This is the rotation we needed to happen in the first 3 games. It kind of sucks that it's in the 4th game. It would have been nice to give Jorginho a couple minutes, maybe starting, or let Rice actually play a true 6 by himself, kind of thing, without Partey coming in to support him and all that. You know what I mean? Because now if we go to our traditional, Rice will be playing there for the first time in this Premier League season.
Yeah,
and we don't know how that's going to look.
Right.
I still believe it's a FIFA rule, but they rarely enact it, that if you are unfit to play in the final international game of that window, you should not be able to play in the first league game. I'm not just saying that to Thomas Partey, I'm just saying in general, because the amount of suspicious injuries that mysteriously clear up by the time club football rolls around is absurd.
Well, I think the problem is, as you know, why do you have all these international breaks at the start of the season? We are going into a World Cup that's going to split the season in half, and we still need international breaks. Come on, that's why teams do it, because you're pissing them off.
We do need qualifiers to determine who goes to these tournaments. To be fair,
not 4 weeks into the season.
When would you do it?
I don't care. In the summer? Why can't they do it in the summer?
They did.
No, all of them. All the qualifiers in the summer.
But you know what could be done to stop them playing so much football? Just not go to America on tour. Not go to China on tour.
They could also cut out those that ridiculous tournament that no one gives a flying fuck about, called the UEFA Nations League. Or UEFA League of Nations, or whatever they call it, that no one gives a flying fuck about.
You want to take money out of their pockets? Come on, those guys. How in the world are they going to
do it for?
How in the world are they going to qualify for their jet? Their jet.
They added that in.
They can't. Jet fuel prices are up, dude.
We already had enough international football. Then they added that fucking UEFA League of Nations, so there's even more international football.
No, I think they asked for it, and teams figured out a way to get around it without hurting their players. I
see Reedy's asked us for our predictions tomorrow. So my prediction.
I actually don't hate the Nations League. Don't hate it at all.
There's a chance to see smaller teams, I suppose, and all of that. I just think it's unnecessary.
No. The reason I don't hate it is because if you're going to play, like, for example, England play Brazil in a pointless friendly at Wembley.
Oh, guess who's losing? Brighton has just scored. They are on the attack. Sorry about that. We got a goal.
So that's terrible.
Brighton is up 1-0 on Newcastle.
Oh, in case you wondered why I suggested Pascal Gross to be a Brighton goal scorer, because that probably, I'm guessing everyone was like, well, that's a bit random. He's actually their highest goal scorer ever in the Premier League. In case people, why'd you say that? But I think you got a lot of silly internationals, like England would play China at Wembley and stuff. Like, I think if you're going to play national matches, play people around your own standard.
Yeah.
I think that's what it's designed to do to some degree. Because nothing upsets me more than seeing England play San Marino, and Ollie Watkins gets his first England goal because it's San Marino. It's like, what, you worked all your life to be an international footballer, and then you play in the equivalent of a pub team.
Yeah.
Ridiculous. Genuinely ridiculous.
They're not even professional, are they, in San Marino? That's the thing, isn't it? And because of UEFA, competition laws and all that, what they've decided. They decided, yay, San Marino, they're going to have a team. Yay. They're the most pointless team in football, like a few of those Pacific Island teams, the Solomon Islands and things like that.
I think every nation should have the right to play national football, but I don't think they should waste our time by playing the big boys in matches. Don't get me wrong, right? You don't get better without playing football matches. But how do you get better by getting beat 14-0? Not by England, we're not that good, but like Spain have put 9 or 10 past them. Like how is that making you better? Because it's not. They've been getting beat 9s and 10s by teams for like 30 years.
But
they're still getting beat. Like
the problem is that they have to justify the money that's going into it, and that's the only reason why they do that. Because I just think let everybody play whatever games they get, but you got to split the money, and everybody who's part of your like UEFA or whatever gets an equal share. That's another way you can build it up. So yes, maybe they don't play Spain, but when Spain plays France and they make tons of money from it, it trickles down to the little people, because that's what you want better. You want better for the other leagues, right? Maybe they don't have to be professionals, because now they're all getting equal pay, and that way it works. But they have to play the big boys to make the money. They don't have to, but that's what they do. That's what they're doing, I think. So for me, I think
you're right, Chris. It was.
Yeah.
But then England scored 7.
Yeah.
That goal is hilarious, by the way. Like it's actually very Saka-esque, if I remember rightly, from last week. It's that level of like just giving them the ball, but no, that's why I like. If San Marino can't beat Andorra, what hope have they got against England?
No, there's a few teams that just shouldn't play the top teams, like you say. It should be kept away in some little, I don't know, sub league somewhere, some tournament, for the rubbish teams, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Like, with respect to Riddy, who's playing tomorrow?
You stop with it.
A little team called Arsenal Football Club, will playing the United of Manchester.
Oh, I think it's going to be 3-2. Well, I think it's going to be 3-2 to Arsenal.
I think we're going to win as well. What do you think,
I have a 3-1 score for it.
I
think David Platt's going to score the winner.
As I told you, 3 goals is
what a player.
3 goals is our thing. Onana with an own goal would be really funny. Off his head would be better. Or if he just likes to just cough it up, nice little push the ball into the goal, whatever. That'd be really good.
John Hartson's going to get one, and I think Stephen Hughes is going to get the other on a header. A 2-1 victory.
Yeah.
Good old Stephen Hughes. What a lovely little player he was.
Cool.
For about 10 minutes he played for us.
We are coming on 2 hours here, so we will probably start getting out of here.
We've got to land this plane. Oh, I don't want to run a plane. Oh, we're off road, aren't we? Tom's taking us off road. We need to get this car back on the road.
Did you see, I saw somebody put up a tweet here. Haaland's goal scoring for the first 4 games, exactly the same. Exactly the same from last season. 2 in the first, 0 in the second, 1 in the third, 3 in the fourth game of the season. He's a robot.
He's going to score enough. He's going to score another 40 goals this season, isn't he? So,
at what point do you think Alan Shearer's going to start sweating?
That's the thing, isn't it? You saw how happy he was to see Kane leave.
Yeah. I want someone to break it. And I don't really have anything against Alan Shearer. I just want to see the fear. I just want to see it's 260, I think. But I just want to see the fear coming out of his face.
Oh, you know what? I'm going to have to change. I'm going to have to change my prediction. It's 3-0 now because Ray says I agree with him, and I can't have that.
You'll do it in 7 to 8 seasons. You do it in 7 to 8 seasons. If it stays for 7 to 8 seasons,
what is it? Right? Is it 260, 270, or something like that? Is that what
260?
I don't think he's going to hang around long enough for it. Because
I
think eventually he'll be like, I want to play for Real Madrid.
He's going to go to Real Madrid next season or the season after, probably.
And then he'll go to America.
And he'll go to America and get some of the TV rights and fucking have no defenders on him for the whole game.
This is absurd, right? Sorry, before we go,
has anybody scored 10 goals in a? Oh, go ahead.
No, I saw some of the goals. Sorry, I saw some of the goals that Messi has scored in this league, and it is literally two things. It's defenders are going out of their way to not mark him for a start. Okay, like you're actively not trying to prevent him from scoring, and second of all, it feels like you're being told to let him score because he's bringing in the money and getting a percentage of it. It actually feels more dodgy than Saudi Arabia, and I can't believe I'm saying that.
It does. It looks ridiculous. There's that clip that I saw of him. You actually watched like a 30-second clip of an attack. There was an attack with Inter Miami, and you could see from his movement and everything, there was no one was close to him. And he was in the box, and the ball came to him, and the defender wasn't anywhere near him.
How's they gone from bottom to winning the League Cup? How's that happen? Ridiculous. Sorry, Gary. Sorry, I'm sharp now.
Corrupt. We're corrupt.
Yeah. Everybody's going with it. We're going to give up a goal. Yeah, I hear that. Yeah, no, it doesn't look. It does. I think, as you said, Messi going there. I guess it's like Pele going to the U.S. as well, right? Can't make it look good if they defend him and they hurt him. That would be really bad, right? A lot of money invested in that little man. But yeah, we're gonna head out of here. A lot of money in that little man. Is that what you're laughing at?
I was actually laughing at what would have happened if Messi had got brought to England and put in the Championship or something like that. We'd have kicked shit out of him.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm not. Even in Pele's era, like if Pele had come to England, Leeds would have kicked the shit out of him. If Messi had come to England, that's the one good thing you can always guarantee out of us is that we're gonna kick crap out of someone. It's like
we kicked the crap out of Maradona in Mexico, didn't we? But he still managed to fucking round the whole team and score.
Yeah, I will score 3 goals on us, Messi. But then my thing would be, my personal tactic would be, how many goals are you going to get against Ipswich next week with the broken leg we just gave you? Or how many goals you have by Christmas, even though you only grab 3 because we've just crippled you? You thought you were clever, sorry, I'm just fantasizing about what we would do to Lionel Messi, and that's not selling. So I actually thought I would do, but yeah. So yeah. I mean, we couldn't even do that to Beauty of the Internet.
Yeah. So if this is true, a growing injury, grade 3, I think this is to me. It doesn't prove well that, you know what, Timber, they didn't know there was something there, or they could have saved him. So it's 2 injuries.
No, he did not.
Again,
he did not have the shit kicked out of him. So
again, it's like, are we overusing players again? Is that the thing? We're getting injuries because we're overusing them and all that?
He should not have been playing in that role. That's the one thing I would say.
Partey's been a problem since we got him.
He was horrendously protected in La Liga.
Yeah, and then he comes there, and Arteta thinks he can just play him. And when you're pushing a player back onto the pitch after he's pulled, I think he pulled a hammy or a groin in that, and that must have been a hammy or something like that in that game. Dude, at some point you just
Sorry, what? Sorry, he what? Sorry, what was that? The phrase? Sorry,
pulled a hamstring.
Oh, okay.
That's what I said. I thought it wasn't.
No, I've just never heard of that before.
You never heard of pulling a hammy?
No.
Pulling a hammy?
I'm not saying it's not saying. It obviously is. I'm just because Sam didn't react like it was weird.
No,
I'm certain Sam's heard it before. Yeah. I was just like, wait, what? A hammy? No, because I had food on them. I was thinking, what, you guys got ham? Sorry, I was just...
A hammy.
Well, so welcome to the show. We are about to get out of here, so there you go. Bargav has joined us as well, but we are about Miami. Yeah. It's he's got that halo effect. You ever seen like the little kids? With the one kid with the ball is basically got the halo on their head, and all the other kids are like running around him. They won't touch him because he's got the ball. They don't want to touch him.
Before you go, let's do a quick right. Sorry. Sorry, I'm just going to find out the answer to something. And I'll ask you it. Just a fun little question before. Okay.
Do I have a video for this, don't I?
No, don't need it. Leeds Sheffield Wednesday highlights have just been released on YouTube. It's a 0-0 draw. How long is the video?
17 seconds.
I assume it should be, but
We asked for the fucking. Oh, I said 17 seconds. So what? What is it?
no, it's 3 minutes and 9 seconds
3 minutes and
for a
okay.
highlight video. Highlight,
No
like
match.
for a 0-0 draw. All right.
Doesn't sound like a lot happened then, to be honest.
How
No.
Moss, I don't like you. Why are Canes in big in all caps and Gators
Yeah.
capital? I don't like you. Don't like
Yeah.
you.
Russ Morgan. Yeah. Stefan knew. He probably found it quicker than I did. But yeah. We're going live later on the Full Nelson. Yeah. Live.
Cool. What are you doing? You gonna tell us, or is it a surprise?
No, we're watching live wrestling.
What
Same
is
thing we
it?
do every Saturday night.
What is it?
Not
I don't
every
know.
Saturday.
What is it? Who is it? What's
What do
the
you mean?
event? What's the event?
Oh, hang on. Let me stick this up just so people can see your skills at this, Gary. Okay. So,
Okay.
1 second. Right. So, I'll put up your scores. These are the scores thus far in the predictions game that we do on the old wrestling. Hope you don't mind putting it up. There it is. Gary is not lost.
Look at that. 50%. I'm good.
50%. I'll do the maths personally, by the way. So. Ray inspired me to do this, by the way, because of his upset predictions game. So, I was
Very
like,
cool.
maths. Yeah. So, I mean, let's see how Gary does this week. Tonight, live at WWE Payback.
I like my predictions the way I did it.
I did. Do you know Gary couldn't just tell me who he thought we would win. He made me work for it. He was basically giving me what's it called? Clues. He gave me clues and I had to guess what he meant.
So yeah.
I was thrilled at that while I was at work, by the way. I was like, yeah, cheers, Gary. But
Cool.
I was like, oh, actually this is pretty fun. But yeah, so join us tonight. Midnight 30 in the UK, and whatever that is in Eastern Standard Time, it's 7:30 off the top of my head, really. And to answer your question, Ray, he would be if I'd heard from him, but I've not. And so obviously, really, I hope he's all right. But
yeah. Tony's been a little quiet. Yeah.
Actually, that's a lie. He doesn't. He tells me them on the show live. Yeah,
and this is true. This is true, Ray. People in tights are going to be wrestling tonight for sure.
No, I have a much more gay way of describing it. Meaty men slapping meat.
Meaty.
Slapping each other.
Big meaty men slapping meat. That's the one. Second one.
Lube men in Speedos slapping lube meat.
Yeah. That's exactly what happened.
So yeah, so tomorrow I think we'll have a similar lineup to what we've expected now that Partey is out. So looks like Havertz gets to play start again, and we go back to a typical bat 4. So there you go. This will be interesting to see how Rice does. This will be a good one. But anyways, Mr. Tom, is that all you got to say?
Yeah. We can get on with our evenings, I suppose.
All right. And Sam?
I just thought I'd go out with a little tribute to the National Cinema Day and say, this summer, one man, one desire.
I love movie voice.
Thomas Ross, the new star of cinema, otherwise known from such movies as Don't Jizz on My Face Without Me Telling You First, and 3 men saying rub-a-dub-dub in a tub. He is the new star of summer cinema. He has
That
a
was an
desire.
intense shoot.
He has a desire to win everything. Your local cinema this summer, Thomas Ross is the bubble wrap man.
I actually wrapped myself in the bubble wrap then.
I want to say thanks everyone for taking part as always. Always great fun. Good to see everyone. You know who you are in the chat. The legend's always here. Thanks again for making it an entertaining Saturday afternoon. I enjoy being on with Thomas and Gary. We always have a bit of fun here, getting this road trip off of the road and then back on the road in the end. And yeah, hope everyone has a great Saturday, great rest of your weekend, and we'll see you again next week.
Definitely. So yeah, once again, thank you for joining us. We'll do this again next week. I think the games are on Sunday, at least for Arsenal again. So we'll see how we stand. Actually, I think we're off, right? There'll be no games
International break, Gary. That's what we've been talking about for the last half hour.
I know, I forgot already. I was hoping for more football, and hopefully I'm hoping for more football, meaning that Arsenal wins. So we'll see. If Arsenal wins, it'll be good to get that. But anyways, we'll see you again. Thanks for joining. As I always say, life is a journey. Don't waste a trip. Enjoy the ride. And just for the formal exit, here we go.
Life is a journey. Don't waste the trip.